So I'm really digging the topic of self-love today because I have a little bit of a scratchy throat, and when my body dips in energy like this, it is an opportunity to love myself. I could look at sickness a million different ways, but it is just like becoming this kind of focus in on self-love. Like when your body just slows you down to the point where you're like, okay, it's just me. And, I used to just like take some Theraflu, whatever I could to just numb it out and like barrel through as much as I can. Now I get sick like every once in a very long while. And I use all this holistic stuff, mostly like ginger tea and just veggie juices, drinking tons of water, making my own veggie broth, just really simple stuff. And I just kind of let it take its course. And I've learned so much about myself, about my body, being able to feel that and actually be like present here in my life, especially during the shit parts, like when you're sick. Feel like it's never going to go away, even like you're 2 hours in, you're like, oh no, it's coming, and then it starts to get worse, and you're like, your mind unravels in it, and then you're like maybe blaming yourself because you're like, I haven't been taking good care of myself, or you're just pissed that it's happening regardless because it's never convenient to be sick. And so, in all those situations, it's like, oh my gosh, body just needs like love, cuddling, nurturing. Get out that fuzzy blanket and the comfy socks and the heating pad, and like just lounge, man. Just lounge it out and, take some sun time. And, even if you're not able to do that because you do have a really busy schedule and a work schedule, maybe you can get home and take a bath if that's not something you usually do, or take, a couple more showers in the day, or, something a little more relaxing, or don't go to that networking event this week, or, there's always something that you can do for yourself just to slow down a little bit, give yourself some respite. So this microblog today is called Tap and Surf. It has a really beautiful flow. It's kind of written like a poem, and I hope you enjoy. Today, it actually sunk in that I don't have to wait to love myself. I don't have to get the next thing to be good enough, be a different size to be beautiful, sign up for schooling to be smart. I don't have to seek spirituality to be it, meditate 2 hours a day to live a life that's connected. I am in my own place and time. It's good enough at every point along the path, despite what others often tell you, not in words, but in striving. Ask yourself first. Let yours be the advice that matters most. Tap the flow of the universe and surf. I love this because it's general, but it was also very specific to me when I wrote it. Body issues have been something that I've had like since I could ever remember. Feeling completely inadequate in every way, whether it be in my career, just as a person, social skills, you name it, always been present. Schooling, even the past year, something I've kind of played around with is possibly applying to get into a creative writing master's program. And I go back and forth on that, because part of me would like to teach some classes at college levels, be that really cool professor, like doesn't give a lot of homework and really just allows, kids in a college setting to just express their creativity. Because when I was getting my bachelor's, like you had no fucking time for that. You were always you had more pages a night assigned than you could ever possibly read, pulling all-nighters, just burning the candle both ends. And, so I've thought about that too. But I've also thought to myself, God, there's like an intimidation factor with school stuff. Like, am I smart enough to do that? Or do I want to go through all that kind of school stuff, So, and spirituality, holy fuck, man. How many YouTube spiritual talks have I watched? I used to be like frequenting the spiritual centers here in Las Vegas, like getting Diksha, Reiki, and like all this, different stuff. I love all that stuff. It's great. But, when you're chasing it, you just feel like you can't even watch a fucking movie because you're just so obsessed with spiritual study and entrepreneurial study and business study all the fucking time. It's like, you know, I'm finally learning to have joy in my life. And for me, that's self-love, you know, following your feel good, having joy in your life, giving yourself permission to fucking feel good in your life. Do what you want for work, you know, whatever income level that's at, whoever you want to be with, however you want to express yourself, and, you know, just do you. Hashtag do you. Which brings me to the fact that I will leave all the links down below. I was just going to mention that we just started the Do You Tribe on Instagram. We're just at Do You Tribe. And it's really fun because I created it for the Patreon people who tap in for my intimate video shares and, you know, the Do You Inspo flows, the tips that I share once a month, and some other cool offerings that I have in there. Because I wanted a place to just be inspirational and all about that. Like, fucking do you, live your life, create your dream. And I do artist features where I just show awesome makers that are like fucking crushing it. And so it's a real inspiring, fun place to be. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Because I love creating on the Do You Tribe Instagram. So people, hope you enjoyed this today. I certainly did. And keep doing you. Bye.